is 19-year-old rifleman Hal Baumgarten. The landing craft he's on has gone as far as it can, beaching in the surf.
When the ramp went down, it was a signal for every gun on that beach to zero in.
German machine gun fire sprays the boat's exit ramp, cutting the men down mercilessly. The only chance of survival for the GI. He ate a chocolate bar for breakfast and wasn't seasick. But like all the soldiers who haven't drowned, he faces another danger in the water. Relentless streams of bullets traveling toward them at 3,000 feet per second. Surviving this mayhem comes down to a surprising law of physics. Is just a few inches. If the bullets hit the water within a foot of you, you're dead. Within a yard or more, and you're safe. The soldier's mission is just 2 minutes in.
Of the 1,400 Ts within the first hour,
Just 120 seconds. Hal Baumgarten's among the lucky ones. 2 minutes after landing at Omaha Beach, he's still alive.
This was a horrible. Shells were landing, with people being blown up in the air. But
Hal's first 2 minutes at Omaha Beach were tough.
So now I'm hiding my job.
Now it's about to get tougher. June 6, 1944. Omaha, the bloodiest beach on D-Day. It's now 6:42 a.m., 10 minutes since the start of the landings. And things are going badly. Men in the first wave of the invasion have been killed or wounded. Many others are sitting ducks in the water, and they haven't even reached the hardest part, the beach.
Very surreal. You're crossing that beach. You've seen it in movies.
The infantrymen are alone and unprotected on the beach. But there is a plan to help them. Sure, means the men on Omaha Beach are on their own. They'll now have to fight their way across the sand and take out the impregnable gun positions without the tanks to protect them.
B.
on the beach, the body count continues to rise. But it's not the only story unfolding at Omaha. 18-year-old German conscript Franz Gockel has been shooting at American troops continuously since the Allied invasion began. Now, Hal Baumgarten is at the start of the Omaha Beach killing zone. In the chaos, Hal spots Robert Garment, his best friend in the Army.
I looked down, and there was Robert Garment. And
For the American soldiers, the early hours of the invasion of Omaha Beach is pure hell. But it wasn't supposed to be this way. In fact, the Allies had a plan to wipe out all the German defensive forces. But one thing stopped them.
It must have been horrendous.
Hal must run the deadly gauntlet without any covering fire. Around him is not only violence and carnage, but madness. He sees a soldier he recognizes.
and he was without his hair was streaked with blood. Knelt down, cut him in half. Horrible that we all knew. You could smell the burning flesh. It was a horrible scene.
A horrible scene that's about to get worse. Among the others witnessing the chaos is a young medic, Virgil Mounts. While not yet 20, like some other soldiers at Omaha Beach, Virgil has a secret. Home and school, the 15-year-old Virgil is responsible for saving lives on a battlefield. Under heavy artillery fire, Virgil's job is to patch up injured men so they can keep fighting.
And Virgil Mounts went over trying to treat this wounded man. The shells were still coming in.
The Germans are firing scores of shells every minute.
But Mounts was dead immediately. It's as vivid as a photo of it right here in front of me.
Plans for D-Day.
Oh my.
Hal sets off on a treacherous race across the sand.
I was
saved by a magazine of bullets. A remarkable stroke of luck. Other American soldiers, elite forces, have embarked on a suicide mission. The most dangerous of D-Day.
I probably went up in 15, 20 seconds.
At the top of the cliff, the battle continues. Breaking through, the surviving Rangers fight their way to the guns. Finally, they find them. But Kirchner and his comrades are in for a shock. The Rangers have fought through heavy gunfire and taken 20 casualties getting there, only to find the Germans have tricked them. There are no artillery guns, just a pile of telegraph poles.
Here were crack troops who've been preparing for this for...
At 8:30 a.m., just 2 hours after the start of D-Day, the American attack on Omaha Beach is in disarray. Defeat seems certain. Then they round up the members of the resistance and shoot them too. By then, the resistance has done its damage. On the beach, without communications, the Germans find it harder to bring in reinforcements. If only the Allied forces can break through at Omaha. But for Hal Baumgarten, the battle there is going from bad to worse. Severely injured by artillery fire, his only refuge is the seawall ahead of him.
You know, we were a proud outfit. Well-trained, there were these guys stacked up, dead. And of course, it was horrible. I said, what?
a.m., Omaha Beach. 3 hours into the D-Day invasion. The American assault is disintegrating under the rain of German bullets and bombs. Among those, seawall and confusion reigns.
We lost all of our officers. We lost all of our 9 cons.
Men are hemmed in from 2 directions. Ahead of them, relentless German fire. Behind them, the fast approaching tide. 10:30.
because the beach was still active with firing.
What he decided at that point was
Turned and said, I know you won't let me down.
But leadership also requires strategy.
Just beyond the seawall,
Getting through the first line of barbed wire is relatively simple. The challenge is to cut through the second line, 10 yards up the hill. For that, Kota has an answer. American soldiers are pinned down on a narrow strip of sand, trapped by Germans on one side, the sea on the other. Weary and wounded, they're close to giving up. Now, Kota must inspire them to believe they can win the battle. To get off the beach, they must climb a hill and cut through barbed wire. A job that's already cost him lives. This machine gun in the world.
That general knew
The best weapon at his disposal. Leadership. And is the first to run up the hill. One commander's decision leads to action that inspires his men. It will prove a major turning point in the battle for Omaha Beach. Kota leads the charge.